Welcome back to my channel. It is Taylor Bridges here with another video, another review of Ready to Love Season 7, Episode 6. This episode is named, Do You Like Me? While you're here, if you would be so kind to like, comment, and subscribe to my channel. I'm here to give reviews on all of the good shows from start to finish, and your support would be greatly, greatly appreciated. Let's get right on into it. Let me say this about Ready to Love. This season hasn't been so bad thus far. They've come to perform. They've come to entertain, I will say that. There is no love connection on this season. None whatsoever. None. There's no love connections. There are none. However, they came to play. They came to work. They're a nice, entertaining season compared to like the last season and the season before. Like I think they have a nice bout of entertainment at least. Some at least interesting characters. The men are in the lounge. Tommy tells them to focus on their number 1 and 2 connections and to ask the important questions. And I'm like, Tony's gonna fail this. Because Tony doesn't talk about anything. Blake, Lyndon, Anthony are on a date with Cynthia, Mercedes, and Sue-Ann. There's this obstacle course, and it's getting really, really competitive. That's my sort of thing. You know, they're bringing out the water guns, and they're just having a really fun time goofing around. Mercedes expresses that Anthony, he's intimidating when she thinks of all the requirements that he supposes. And I thought that was a very fair, vulnerable thing to say. You know, Anthony does have a child, so that any woman in his life is essentially a stepmom, bonus mom. Like that's what it is. When they come into the union, that's what it is. That's a big step for someone to take on. Mercedes works as a flight attendant. She's always traveling. She has a whole lifestyle, and I think Anthony might need someone a little more settled, a little more slowed down. And I think that is a nice and fair, observation for her to make in regards to her and Anthony's, connection moving forward and, what they want for their lives. I thought that was super fair. Lyndon and Sue-Ann are chatting and they're not communicating much outside of the show. And it's like they don't have a connection. So I don't know what we're doing. Why are we doing this on episode 6? Like, this is childish. Like, y'all don't have a connection. I don't know why y'all are doing this. What are we doing? Sue-Ann, stop. Mercedes and Lyndon are chatting, and I'm loving all of the men feeling the beautiful brown skin Mercedes. She's like a hot commodity. And I love that. I love that for Mercedes. She's beautiful. She's so chill and she's down to earth and she's cool. So I love seeing that that's a commodity in the dating market, at least in Miami. Like someone as, bomb as Mercedes. Beautiful brown skin, beautiful, beautiful girl. So I'm glad that she's one of the top tier contenders this season. Out of all the things Lyndon can ask Mercedes, he asks, do you like me? But you want to criticize Sue-Ann for being surface level? Do you like me? Childish. Turns out she was just as confused as to why he was shooting his shot. And I don't blame her. Like, he's really not been about much. He doesn't show any aggression. He clearly can't read any signals, which we've seen in now multiple encounters. He lives with his mom. He's a fun time, shot-taking, nightlife guy. Nothing more. I'm not surprised. Like, is he even trying this season? Blake and Sue-Ann are chatting, and I'm watching to see what his dynamic is with her. And though he's been the most enthusiastic I've seen him all season when he's with Sue-Ann, they don't talk about anything. There's no chemistry or anything between them. There was nothing even natural about their kiss. Like, I think Blake is full of ish, and I like Blake. I just think he's full of shit. I think he's full of ish. He doesn't like Sue-Ann. Sue-Ann's hair is too big for her body. I'd like to see a more composed hairstyle on her. I'm not feeling it. I'm over it. Like, I don't like it. It's too much. Blue and Jeffrey are on a date, and finally some dates worth watching. I'm like, finally something more. Like, none of this like placeholder stuff. Let's see some real connections. Or at least see people who seem like they would have a connection go on a date. Like, we know Sue-Ann and Lyndon are not going to work. We don't need to see that. I wouldn't need to see Cynthia and Lyndon go on a date. Like, come on, let's be real here. Let's stop wasting time. Like, the season's about, like, we only have so many episodes. Like, let's get to it. I didn't like Jeffrey's look on the date with Blue, period. I don't know what she was wearing. I don't know what her vibe was supposed to be. I thought she looked a mess. Jeffree wants Blue to come and get her, to chase her, if you will. Blue says it's going to take a little bit of time, and I agree. I also think Jeffree is expecting a little much out of him out of nowhere. Like, you want this, all this pressure applied. Like, did y'all already have a connection? Because you just like this, y'all. Okay, this is what I maybe second time like seeing them even like close. Was it second time? We know they did the double date with Marcia and Blake. So I know that's when she started liking Blue. And this is like the second time. They've been on a date together, if I'm not mistaken. Like, pipe down. They both say they got closer from this date. I didn't see it. I actually thought it seemed a little awkward, especially since Jeffree just kept commenting on Blue, do more, show more. And it just seemed like she was just being pressuring, and it was just uncomfortable. But all we can do is take their word for it. They said they got closer, so be it. Lyndon and Morgan are on a date. She's his only connection left. Tony is on a date with Marcia. It's too much going on for her. Like, the hair is too much. I think less is more for Marcia. Just like Suanne needs to bring down the hair, I think Marcia does too. They seem to be really comfortable with each other, but Tony doesn't see any aggression from Marcia compared to Morgan. And they just discuss applying like more pressure in the future. So we'll see. But neither of them are serious about finding love. So I'm not expecting them to actually work on anything. Like, they're not here for love. Neither one of them. That's probably why they're attracted to each other. Mark Anthony, Tony, Jeffree, and Jonique are dating. Jonique knows that her face card is approved. She is beautiful. I don't know if Mark Anthony is being true. Does he want a woman with 3 kids? Like, not for nothing, though. I do like how he's navigating the process. I think he has his head on straight and he's been immersed in the experience, at the very least. He can't help that the women like him. I think if Jonique cleaned up her style a little bit and she stuck to just the software thing instead of trying to do like the rapper vibe, she'd be such a good catch and eligible as a bachelorette. That's just my opinion. The whole gang is together. Everybody. This is what I was waiting on. I think Anthony may be here for the right reasons, but I need to see a little more. Suhan has yet to show any sort of openness or vulnerability. Something with the men that she's interested in. She just smiles and giggles and flirts. That's it. Pardon. Tommy asks how they feel about Andre coming back now that he's COVID-free. And he pops up. I'm actually happy to have him back because, no lie, it was going to start to get a little dry without him. Like, he brings, something. Because, like, the top front runners in the dating pool on the show aren't that entertaining. Like, Tony and Mark Anthony. Mark is chill and I'm still trying to figure him out. Tony is full of ish. At least Andre brings a little something to the picture. Like a little something, a little excitement. I like Andre. He's a sweetheart. But I still hate his hair. Tommy says one man and one woman will be ending their journey that same night. And I'm like, that's a great twist to let's push this thing along. I'm like, there we go. Let's get to it. Like, because I think now we're in the point of the show where it's like, yeah, we do need like a big shakeup at this point. Now we've narrowed it down a little bit. Everybody's clinging to somebody. Now let's start to weed. Let's go. Let's get some stuff popping. Let's get some stuff happening. Tommy then opens the floor to address things. Andre starts it off by addressing his disappointment in Mercedes because she didn't reach out to him. She didn't reach out to him or support him. I am glad that she brought up, like, I think she was just like on some, like, I didn't even know that was an expectation you had of me, which is like real. Like, I totally get that. Several of the women have commented on Mark Anthony's readiness for a serious relationship. I don't doubt those sentiments. They're just saying he's like, he doesn't seem very ready. I mean, he's look at him. Like, he got this nice suave look. He's like in his 30s. He's a young cat. He got a good job. Like, come on. Look how smooth he is through this process. He is not pressed about anything. Women on the show, women in real life. He's not, it's no like stipulation to, necessarily need to find love. This is nothing for him. So I'm not doubting that. The men say the same thing about Suanne. Tony even asks why is she here? And I agree with that. Like, Suanne hasn't really done much either. She hasn't brought anything but chase behind Blake, which I'm not mad at, but she hasn't done anything other than that. Pardon me. So first Blake says he didn't connect with Jonique because she wants kids and he can't provide for her. And that's a lie. You didn't like her. You weren't attracted to her. Like, don't make it about kids, Blake. Come on. That's that full of S. So if I'm talking about with you, Blake, that's not why you don't like Jonique. That's ridiculous. Morgan brings up, not only has Blake been unpleasant, but she has had to take into account what Jeffree said about Blake, saying she's who he chooses. And I think that's fair to take it into account. Like, I would take it into account just for the sake of the messiness. Like, I would, on both Blake and Jeffree, I'd be like, mess, I don't want no parts of it. No, thank you. Let me just focus on the other men on the show. I'd rather that than to be doing this with, it's too much mess surrounding this. It ain't that deep. Like, no, thank you. Blake comes out straight up, that's a lie. Jeffree says he means well, but he's controlling and is inauthentic. I totally see that, because I definitely feel that way. I mean, I like Blake. Don't get me wrong. I like him. I know it's weird. I do like him. But yeah, I definitely think he's controlling and inauthentic. I like him for TV, is what I will say. I do believe I understand his personality. And I know for a fact his partner is not on this show. Blake is not the type of person that can live out this type of, he's not reality TV friendly. His personality type is not for reality TV at all. Jeffree says that Suanne keeps inserting herself into her connections, and I'm like, that's a lie. That's a lie. Suanne did not insert herself at all. Like, literally, she literally did not. She literally didn't insert herself. I do think Blake and Suanne should go home. They might as well, right? They need to go home. Blake has no other connection but Suanne. Like, they don't really like each other. They're not gonna have anything. Suanne doesn't really, like, they need to go, both of them. I'm not being advocate Sue for Blake. I can see the man has his ways, but I'm not gonna attack him because the women who are criticizing him are just as off as him. Like, they're just as off as him, to be honest. They have no leg to stand on, in my opinion. So there's that. So this was, it was okay. It was it went by quick. I'm still liking the season. This episode just didn't give. It was like a little filler. Let's get to it. I'm ready for something else to happen. Let's get one man, one woman going home. Let's start to rev things up a bit. But that's it. Like, clearly this didn't take any time. It really, not much really happened. Like, we focused so much on like mostly these like fake connections than like, you know, we needed more dates like Jeffree and Blue, where we're seeing people like that at least pretend to like each other. But tune back in for the next episode this upcoming Friday, and I'll see you all soon. Thank you so much for your attention. All right, bye.